Imagine your body as a high-tech fortress, an amazing piece of engineering built to survive. But every single day, it's under attack from invaders like work deadlines, rush hour traffic, and that dumb argument you had this morning. The name for this invasion? Stress. When an attack starts, your fortress goes on high alert. Secret alarms go off, and an army of hormonal soldiers is deployed in seconds to fight the threat. This is your body's ancient, powerful defense system. But what happens when the alarm never stops ringing? What happens when your own army turns against you? Today, we're going to expose your body's secret war on stress and show you how to reclaim your fortress from the inside. To win the war, you've got to understand your army. And honestly, your body's stress response is nothing short of brilliant. It's an ancient survival system called the fight or flight response, designed to protect you from immediate life or death dangers. Think of our ancestors facing a saber-toothed tiger. You don't have time to form a committee, you need to act now. The second your brain senses a threat, any threat, it sends a distress signal to your hypothalamus, which is basically the fortress's command center. This command center instantly flips on the sympathetic nervous system, which you can think of as the fortress's emergency broadcast system. It sends signals down to your adrenal glands, which sit on top of your kidneys like little military barracks. In an instant, these barracks deploy the first wave of soldiers, adrenaline and noradrenaline. Adrenaline is the ultimate super soldier. It makes your heart pound, pushing more blood to your muscles. Your blood pressure shoots up, your airways open wide so you can suck in more oxygen. Your senses get sharper, your focus becomes laser-like. It even dumps sugar and fats into your bloodstream for a massive, immediate surge of energy. It's everything you need to either fight that tiger or run faster than you ever have before. This whole thing happens in seconds, without you even thinking about it. It's a perfect short-term fix for a short-term problem. In this form, stress is a lifesaver. It's what helps you swerve to avoid a car crash or gives you the focus to nail a huge presentation. The problem isn't the alarm itself. The problem is when the off switch breaks. Once the danger is gone, your body is supposed to hit the brakes with another system, the parasympathetic nervous system. It's the all-clear signal that tells the soldiers to stand down. Adrenaline levels drop, your heart rate goes back to normal, and the fortress returns to business as usual. But what happens when the threat never really goes away? What if the saber-toothed tiger is no longer a predator you can escape, but a toxic job, money worries, or a 24/7 news cycle of doom and gloom? Your body treats these modern, psychological stressors just like a life or death emergency. It can't tell the difference between an overflowing inbox and a physical attacker. This is where the secret war gets ugly. When your brain keeps sensing danger, the command center, the hypothalamus, unleashes a second, more relentless wave of soldiers. It activates something called the HPA axis, a communication line between your hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal glands. This tells the adrenal glands to release the most infamous soldier in the stress army, cortisol. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone, and its job is to keep your body on high alert. It keeps pumping sugar into your bloodstream for fuel and even suppresses functions it sees as non-essential in a crisis, like your immune and digestive systems. In the short term, brilliant. But when the stress is constant, that alarm never shuts off. The HPA axis gets stuck in overdrive, like a car engine idling way too high for way too long. Your body is now in a state of permanent fight or flight. This is chronic stress, and it's where your own army starts to tear down the very fortress it was built to protect. When the war becomes chronic, the soldiers that once protected you start causing major collateral damage. Those sustained high levels of adrenaline and cortisol begin to eat away at your body from the inside out. Let's take a look at the damage report from across the fortress. First, the command center, your brain. While cortisol can give you a short-term mental boost, chronic exposure is another story. It can contribute to a reduction in the volume of the hippocampus, a part of the brain that's critical for learning and memory. This leads to brain fog, memory problems, and trouble focusing. This constant state of alert also rewires your brain, making you more vulnerable to anxiety and depression. Next, the fortress walls, your immune system. In a real emergency, cortisol smartly dials down your immune system to save energy. But when that suppression becomes chronic, you're left wide open to attack. Your body's ability to fight off invaders gets weaker, which means you might get sick more often. It can also lead to a state of low-grade inflammation, which is a key player in many chronic diseases. Then there are the supply lines, your cardiovascular system. The repeated surges of adrenaline and high cortisol are rough on your heart. Constant high blood pressure can damage and stiffen your arteries, making it easier for plaque to build up. Over time, this dramatically increases your risk for heart attack and stroke. Even the foundation is at risk, your musculoskeletal system. To get ready for a fight, your muscles tense up. With chronic stress, they almost never get the signal to relax. This leads to chronic muscle tension, which can show up as tension headaches, a sore back, and other aches and pains. Finally, the fuel lines, your digestive and endocrine systems. The stress response pumps the brakes on digestion because you don't need to process lunch when you're running for your life. When this happens all the time, it can contribute to a host of problems, including irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, reflux, and ulcers. Chronic cortisol also messes with your blood sugar, which can lead to weight gain, especially around the belly, and raise your risk for type 2 diabetes. It's a grim picture, I know. But understanding how this internal war actually works is the first, most important step to declaring a truce. If you're finding this breakdown of your body's secret war on stress useful, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Because knowing your enemy and your own army is half the battle. You can't just eliminate all stress from your life, but you can learn to manage your response to it. This means intentionally activating that brake system we talked about, the parasympathetic nervous system. Think of these techniques as signing peace treaties with your own body. One of the most powerful peace treaties is incredibly simple: deep breathing. When you're stressed, your breathing gets short and shallow. By deliberately slowing it down with deep, belly breaths, you directly stimulate the vagus nerve. This nerve is a superhighway for the parasympathetic nervous system. Activating it sends a powerful, "it's safe" signal to your entire body. It slows your heart rate, lowers your blood pressure, and helps cut down cortisol levels, effectively telling the army to stand down. Another powerful treaty is physical movement. Exercise is a fantastic way to burn off all that nervous energy and excess stress hormones. It basically acts out the flight, part of the fight or flight response, letting your body finish the stress cycle. A brisk walk, a run, or some yoga can relieve muscle tension and deepen your breathing. Plus, exercise boosts endorphins, which are your brain's natural mood elevators, leaving you feeling calm and good afterward. You can also negotiate peace through targeted relaxation. A technique called progressive muscle relaxation is super effective. You systematically tense and then release different muscle groups all over your body. By squeezing a muscle for a few seconds and then letting it go completely, you become more aware of where you're holding physical tension. More importantly, you're teaching your body the difference between tension and relaxation, giving you a real, tangible way to let go of physical stress. Finally, make restorative sleep a priority. Sleep is when your fortress carries out its most critical repairs. While you sleep, your body works to lower stress hormones and fix the cellular damage from the day's battles. The problem is, chronic stress often ruins your sleep, which then raises stress hormones even more. It's a vicious cycle. Making sleep a non-negotiable priority by creating a relaxing bedtime routine in a dark, quiet room is one of the best ways to make sure your hormonal soldiers get the rest they need, so they're ready to defend you effectively, not destructively. Your body's secret war on stress isn't the story of good guys versus bad guys. The hormones that cause so much damage in the long run are the very same ones that save your life in the short run. The problem is a total mismatch between our ancient biology and our modern world. Our alarm systems were designed for sprinting away from predators, not for sitting through months of project deadlines. The goal isn't to get rid of stress or dismantle your body's defenses. The goal is to become a better commander. It's about recognizing when the alarm is ringing, respecting the signal it's sending you, and then, most importantly, knowing how to turn it off. By consciously using these peace treaties, deep breathing, movement, relaxation, and sleep, you are actively taking control of your internal environment. You're hitting the brake. You're letting your parasympathetic nervous system do its job. You are telling your hormonal army that the battle is over, they can rest, and the fortress is safe. You can't always control the attacks from the outside world, but you absolutely have the power to command the army within. What's your go-to peace treaty for managing your body's stress response? Let us know in the comments below. Your strategy might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if this video helped you understand the incredible, complex war happening inside you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into how your body works. Thanks for watching.